Hello everyone, Yuki here again, and today I'm going to be doing a video on Street Fighter Alpha Anthology. This was originally released on the PlayStation 2, and it is a compilation collection. You have Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold, Street Fighter Alpha 3, and Super Gem Fighter. So today we're going to be looking at Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold, which, in my opinion, is probably the pinnacle of the Street Fighter series. I'm not a big fan of Street Fighter 3. Didn't like 4. Didn't really care for 5. There were some things in 5 I did like, and I don't really care for 6. So, to me, this is this is my favorite Street Fighter game. And we'll watch the intro real quick. There we go, and this is a great game. And what makes this one special is that Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold was basically an update to Street Fighter Alpha 2. And they added quite a several things. And one thing we're going to look at today is the addition of Cammy in an actual playing the arcade mode. She did not have one on the Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold for the previous generation of consoles for the Saturn and PlayStation. But she was in the versus mode. So to get Cammy, you basically go down to Dictator and you press start twice, and now we have Cammy. And Cammy is reminiscent of her X-Men vs. Street Fighter sprite. They're basically the same. And of course they reused that sprite in Alpha 3. She does play a little differently here. She doesn't have as many cancelable normals. I was just messing around with her earlier. But she does have her moves playing on this hitbox here for PlayStation. But as you can see there, I tried to do low forward into cannon drill, and that does not work. Basically, you have to do it off of strong, which that works, as you saw. So this is a very different Cammy. She's not as strong here as she was in other games. It's far cry from her. I bet you got to understand the last game that she was in before this one was Super Turbo, and she was relatively weak in Super Turbo. So this is pre, dominant Cammy that we all know and love these days. So she's got that. She can do up close. Oh, look at this. Whiffs. That actually, her crouching fierce whiffs on crouchers. And I believe, yeah, that hits twice, so yeah, that's Cammy in a nutshell. She does have Hooligan. Oh, one interesting thing, just like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, where she had Dictator come out in one of her supers, I'll do the same here. And then we've got the loudmouth named Dan. Certain people love Dan. I'm not one of them, but he's okay. It's just Dan, And I am playing this on an authentic PS2. I tried getting this going on my PS3. I have those backward compatible ones. And unfortunately, every time I tried to play the game, it would come up with massive tearing if I tried to play in 40p. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but oh, that didn't kill. Alright. Yeah, there was just massive tearing, so I just went back to my PlayStation 2, and I'm using this, it's Brooks Retro board connected to one of my hitboxes. And it works fine. There's no lag or anything like that. Brooks does a pretty good job of... Oh gosh, it'd be nice if I can do a combo here. Alright, let's see if I can kill it with this one. Yeah, that one's death, so... I'm just doing the level 1s. I mean, I can go with the level 3s and whatnot. And there's Cammy showing off her assets, of course. Very nice animation in this game. We used to play this in the arcade hardcore. We did not play the gold version. I think it was called 02 Alpha for the arcade ROM. And the arcade ROM does not actually have Cammy. Cammy was added to the console versions of Alpha 2 Gold. It was part of the Capcom collection, And you could play as Cammy, but only in the versus mode. So this is a little different. This has the versus mode, of course, but it also has arcade mode, so we get to see a little bit of her quotes and whatnot. We get the throw. And like I said, I'm just playing this for... Yeah, that's... As you can hear, it's an X-Men vs. Street Fighter voice. So basically, they did a sprite rip of her X-Men vs. Street Fighter and put her in this game. And I think she comes across really well. I mean, she's another addition to the roster. And it's a very, very good game. If you've never played Alpha 2, Alpha 2 itself is a very solid game. Alpha 2 Gold, in my opinion, is a little better. They made some differences to the balance. For instance, now, in order to do the custom combos, you need 1.5 meters. That makes a big change as opposed to the arcades, just 1 meter. They made some changes, some nerfs and some buffs to the characters, of course. It's basically like a Season 2. Chun-Li was very, very dominant in the original arcade release. And in this game, she's toned down. She's still solid, but she can't just abuse you with like low forward Kikoken all day. That has been taken out. Evil Ryu has been weakened quite a bit. He no longer can do some out. He still has the damage, but he's closer to Akuma now in terms of life, so you don't have these situations where Evil Ryu is just there's really no point to play regular Ryu anymore. Now Evil Ryu is actually like part of the cast. And I think some of the classic Street Fighter characters, like I think there's a Sim, Ryu, Chun, those characters have much more they can output much more damage now. In the arcade, it was like, why pick these characters? They're just limited. What's the point? Now, they actually have damage. Oh, my goodness. Wow, level 3 did not kill. He jumped on it and it did not kill him. Oh, it's super... Everything damage is a little lessened in this game. Fireballs, for instance. The farther away you are... It's kind of like Alpha 3. The farther away you are, the less damage it takes. That's just like... something they wanted to add to make people have to fight up close instead of just throwing projectiles all day. It's an admirable quality. Adon, he was changed a little bit. He was really good in Alpha 2. He's still solid here, but they took away like some of his moves had like double hits and stuff like that, and they were like, all right, that's too solid now. That combo still works. Oh my goodness. Trying to do moves here on this hitbox. I mean, hitbox is okay. It's just I play because it doesn't hurt my hands. And in this game, I don't need to get. There's no like short jump or anything like that, so I could just play it no problem. But yeah, her not having low forward. I mean, it's a nice low forward, but you can't cancel off of it. It's quite annoying. I can't even custom cancel off of it, which is. See if I can do a custom. Yeah, there you go. Basically, you know, thrust kick, cannon drill to cancel, thrust kick, cannon drill. It's whatever. I mean, it's Alpha 2. The custom combos aren't very complex in this game, but they do rack up the damage real quick. Can turn a character like Dan into someone who doesn't do that much damage into a force once his customs are involved. And now we got Viva la Beef. Here comes Geef. Alright, let's see. Oh my goodness! Alright. Geef. It's a big man. Almost caught me there, Geef. Oh my goodness, he's making me look like a clown. Look at that recovery on that cannon spike. Holy smokes. Yeah, I don't really play Cammy in this game, but I do, you know, I'm playing with her now because of the novelty, because a lot of people don't realize she was in Alpha 2 Gold. Oh my goodness. Oh, he blocked that. He said, not getting hit with that nonsense. And like I said, Cammy still got her normals. They're just, you know, not abusive in this game. This is like I said, this is pre Cammy, you know, dominating by pressing buttons all day. I mean, she could still dominate the neutral with it. As you can see there, that little hop went right through his SPD. You know, she got the victory out of it. So, she's not terrible. She's not trash. It's just, you gotta have to hedge your bets when you're playing with Cammy in this game. It's not the Cammy we all know and love. I don't remember if these two have a special thing going on between them. No, I guess not. And Alpha 2 is a really great game. I can't stress that enough. Alpha 2 in general is just really good. And then Gold, Capcom took out some of the junk in the game. You know, it's not terrible. Like there's definitely worse games that have a lot more BS. Well, that didn't work. I tried to throw him out of it. I know you could throw him out of it. Oh, that caught him before he got in the air. Nice. Very good soundtrack in this game, too. Highly recommended. Alpha 2 Gold on the Saturn and PlayStation, believe it or not, had like remix tracks, and they were excellent. That was supposed to be a super. Alright, that killed him. That was a level 3 right there. There is macros in this game. You can set up your ×3, but I'm actually doing the physical 3 because I'm just used to playing this in the arcade. But we're now going to face the boss, and we'll see who we're fighting. We're fighting Dictator, so I will let this play out. Let you folks hear what's going on. Well, they don't say anything, but you can hear the music. Alright, so, for many who don't know, believe it or not, Rose and Dictator are the same person. They're just two different halves of the same person. Basically, what Dictator did was, in order to, I guess, strengthen his ability for Psycho Power, he expunged all the goodness out of his soul, and that manifested into Rose. I don't get it. It's some... I don't know what... Street Fighter is a very strange series. I really don't understand it. But, oh, she blocked that, huh? Well, that's interesting. She went to her multiple... Oh, my godness. There we go. There you go. There you go, Dictator. Wow, that's a pretty good super because she stands in place, but the super travels. But anyway, yeah, the thing with Rose is her soul power is basically the antithesis of Psycho Power. Two halves of a different coin, or same coin, or what, I don't know. Anyway, here's time to fight the boss man. Alright. Dictator, he's one of the characters that actually got buffed up pretty bit in this game. His scissor knee is actually solid in Alpha 2 Gold. Whereas before, I forgot she had an air throw. Before, it wasn't that great, and it was just like really punishable. I wanted to hit him with his own stuff. Oh, that was cool. The AI reading inputs. Gotta love it. You can read that. So one more round and we can put a bow on this one. Oh, that hurt. Oh boy, sorry about that. Losing the recording right there. Just from one sneeze. There we go. And that is it. Cammy showing off her assets to finish off the playthrough. Well then, that is a pretty sad story for Cammy. She basically gets some semblance of her memory back against Dictator, and Dictator basically hits her with some electricity, and that's it. She's back to being the assassin we all know and love. Alright folks, well that was Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold Cammy run, and like I said, this is a great game. I highly recommend you guys getting it. Even without Cammy, 02 Alpha, if you get the arcade ROM, is solid. Like I said, this version is available on PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn. You will have Cammy available. Unfortunately, she does not have an arcade mode. And this is Alpha Anthology for the PS2 where she does. Alright everyone, take care.